is, hey, when you send it out to the Meadowview Neighborhood Association, please add me on there too. I know how email works, and it's not that tough to do. I got email
Yes.
lists and stuff here too and stuff, so that shouldn't be. And if it is, educate me how why it's so difficult.
I don't think it's difficult. I think we can send an email to Mr. Reese, and then I'll follow up with him and make sure that you get an email that says the same thing. But what I want to do is, for example, if I send an email to a neighborhood association, usually I want to respect that neighborhood association and not CC someone else in it. Like, I don't know, are you a board member of the Meadowview Neighborhood
I'm not.
Association?
I'm not even a member.
I just want to,
Yeah.
so can I just check with you? I just want to respect the association, because that's like sending an email to, like let's say I'm sending an email to a neighborhood association, and I ask someone that's not on the board, right? I want to respect the neighborhood association board and their president, right? I think that's really important. That doesn't mean that you don't give them information. We can also send you a separate email, all the information as well. I just want to make sure that I'm respecting the neighborhood association, because when you're sending an email to someone, you don't want to just add people to it, because I believe that's not respectful. I want to just honor the neighborhood association and not just include people in the email. I want to make sure that I check in with them, because they have their own processes too, and I want to make sure I respect that, right? So, but if you want the information that we're providing, absolutely, you can have that. I can make sure Jaime sends you that information.
That's all I'm asking. So.
Yeah, so
When,
yes, absolutely. But if
when
you want to be included, I want to make sure I check in with the neighborhood
I,
association first. I think that's really important.
and I'm not. I do not belong to the neighborhood association, but I do live in
Okay.
Meadowview, and there are events and things that happen around it, Meadowview and around District 8 and stuff that I would like to be
Yeah,
privy to also. Whether or not I belong to the association or not,
absolutely. And you,
I should not
yes,
have to. I should not have to, because the neighborhood association are not the elected officials and not the people that get paid to send that information out.
you
So,
are right. And
so
so the
just
answer is
simply,
yes, you can get that. The answer is yes, you can get that information.
thank
And
you.
if you're on our newsletter, you have the information already. Because usually we put all that information in the newsletter as well. Like
Sometimes it's
sometimes,
accurate, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's accurate, and sometimes it's not. Because I've sent you a few
okay,
corrections and stuff, the dates and things like that. And that's what I'm saying. So
okay,
in between the newsletter coming out, and then maybe a correction comes out to something that was not correct in the newsletter, sometimes that gets lost there and stuff. So that's
okay,
what I'm saying. So to alleviate that, well, just put it on there and stuff. And if something changes in between, well, we got those changes quickly, and we
yeah.
can deal with it then. So
Okay. So happy to make sure you get that information as well. And I'll follow with my staff. But if you, like I said, if you're on our newsletter, on our platform, we do our very best to get that information out
mhm.
to all of the folks on our newsletter. So, and I believe you do share our stuff too. So
I
thank you
do.
for sharing resources. Yes, and that's awesome. I think the more people we have on the ground, sharing the information is really key, right? We also canvas, we walk around the neighborhood, we pass flyers too, so we do everything. And even when you do all of that, you still miss people. So it's so important to have as many people out. Yep. Even if you do that, you still miss people. So you gotta always be out there. So
We need to have monthly, at least monthly, all of us get together, have a community hall. All of us just come together and stuff and talk about things that's going on, get over to Canal Center. Everybody lives in the district once a month or so, or periodically. Because we can talk right here and now, then you go talk to some other folks over there and stuff, but we need to talk to everybody at the same time, hearing the same message from the same person there and stuff, because that eliminates a whole bunch of he said, she said, telephone kind of stuff there. So that would
yeah,
be helpful, as well as we can see and communicate with our other neighbors and stuff that we don't usually see. So I've been saying that for a long time. We need to have regular community meetings. We need not just, hey, we're gonna come out here with y'all. That's fine, but we need to have community forums. Come out
So
here, let's discuss some stuff, and
what
let's
I
just
will share
talk.
with you, and I've heard from other community members, is that there's so many community meetings all happening already. So how do we make sure that as my council office, we're not creating more meetings, that we're making sure we're like our
You're not
liaison
having
showing up
any
to the neighborhood
meetings with
association.
the collective district, so that is something that I would think should take priority. There's a whole bunch of meetings because there's a whole bunch of other stuff, but I think one of the priorities should
Yes,
be, hey, once in a while I'm
because
going to meet
every
with my
because
district and we're going to talk, and that doesn't happen.
I agree with you, but what I'm sharing is that there are monthly meetings happening all the time throughout the districts, and those meetings are really important. So I want to make sure that I use my time wisely to go to those like neighborhood association. I have staff going to the neighborhood association meetings monthly. There's multiple neighborhood association meetings, and they will say, right, and they have one meeting and they feel like that's a lot already. So I just want to be mindful of people's time, but I also want to hold space and plug in where we can. So yes, I will take your advice into consideration, but we do have a liaison for every neighborhood association. I do have weekly office hours, which are really important to me because some folks don't do that, but that's really key. And I also have my staff that's out at the neighborhood association meetings every month, because there's multiple neighborhood associations that we are part of, that we're there providing information. That would be an additional meeting on top of that. So there's just a lot of meetings happening already.
Let me tell you something. So I was in the military a long time ago, believe it or not, there and stuff, and I was on a base with thousands of other service people and stuff, and we had a base commander and stuff. And so, but I also had sergeants, lieutenants, and stuff, and the whole chain of command, what you're talking about there. But on periodically, our base commander, the person who was ultimately responsible for this whole base, we'd all go in there and we'd have a conversation. That would happen and stuff on a regular. With all other stuff we had to do, we had to protect the world from communism, all that kind of stuff. But we still found time to meet with the folks that are here. This base ain't that big, and this district ain't all that big, so that shouldn't be that big of a task. So if we could do that, that'd be great, and I think it would benefit not only restoring trust, integrity, and honesty into this system, because right now I just gave you a whole bunch of examples. And so to restore that, we can see, all right, I can hear you, talk to you and stuff, and speak to you directly, and not through the Zoom or not through some other person there. This is all of us, this is our community engaged at one time and stuff, so we're all getting the same thing and we're not doing it back and forth. So I think it would be advantageous not only to you, but also to the community. So I'll leave that in you.
Yeah, absolutely. I will take this back and talk to my team, because there's so many events and community meetings and meetings in between, but I think that's good, like having even monthly or bi-monthly, or even if it's quarterly, getting folks together at a coffee shop. Yep, that sounds great. So I'll talk to my team about it. And see what we can do. So yeah.
All right. And it looks like we are at our time limit right there. So I want to.
We are.
Thanks for the discussion there. And yeah, let's make this better. We can't keep going down the same road and stuff, because I mean, it's like we're heading, which way are we going? So we need to change directions and go in a more positive path for us.
Absolutely. And that's what we're trying to do every day. I wake up every morning and we get a chance to do it again and try to make it better for the community.
And so it is a whole lot easier to go along and get along with the old okie doke that's been going on, because that's easy. The toughest thing to do is like, hey, this is not right and we need to fix it and change it. That's the tough fight. Some people take on the tough fight and will fix it, and some people just like, well, I'm just gonna go along with it. But if we don't fight it and change it and stuff, then we're just gonna keep doing this. So
yep, we gotta fight, we gotta change, we gotta make sure we get to 5 votes. So that's the piece. So
honesty and integrity in all things at every time. All the time.
I know.
And not just for political expedience, because if it's wrong, it's wrong. You know, and I'm pretty sure, back to the city manager, I'm pretty sure some folks sitting up there, whole ass attorneys, knew that was probably not correct what they were doing at the time.